You guys hear me? All right, we'll get started. So I'm Kim Manis. I'm the Group Program Manager for Power BI Desktop.
And I'm Amanda Koski, a Senior Program Manager for the Power BI Desktop.
So today we're going to talk about how to get started with Power BI Desktop. We're going to talk about how to get you and other authors together, team, how to build great content for users, and what things to consider. Ask, decide to make. So the goals for this session really around tips and tricks and guidance on what to consider. And just this deck has a lot to resources. So what we recommend after this, on any particular give you the questions you should be asking yourself as you're getting started so that you know what to ask and what to explore. So before we go into the details, can we get never used Power BI Desktop before? Raise your hand. Okay. Who considers themselves new to Power BI Desktop? Okay, of you. Who is responsible for training new people on Power BI Desktop? Okay, so a lot of people who consider themselves new and have to teach others. So we'll go through what is Power BI Desktop. Yeah.
Check, 1, 2.
Hello, can you hear me now? Okay. So we'll, yeah, and I can hold the mic while you're demoing. So we'll go through what is Power BI Desktop. Amanda's going to do a demo walkthrough of Power BI Desktop so you know where things are and how to get started. We'll talk about getting started, and then we'll talk about how to create amazing content for your end users and what to think about when you're creating content for other people using Power BI Desktop. Then we'll talk about collaboration and best practices to collaborate with other report authors. And then finally, how to stay up to date. If you saw the Power BI keynote this morning, you see we're shipping new stuff all the time, every month. And so one of the challenges is really keeping up to date and knowing where to go to see what's new. So what is Power BI Desktop? We really think of it as an end-to-end experience for report authors. So in Power BI Desktop, you can get data, you can analyze, find insights, visualize that data, and create that content that you can publish to others. This is the same authoring tool that you would use for the Power BI service, for Power BI report server, for Power BI embedded, for Power BI mobile. So really, if you're creating Power BI content, your first place to go is Power BI Desktop. That's the first thing you want to learn. So we really want report authors and content creators to live in Power BI Desktop all day. And the great thing is it's totally free. So if you haven't used Power BI Desktop yet, you can go to powerbi.com. You can download it right now, and you can just get started. And every month, we release new capabilities. If you install it from the Microsoft Store, we automatically update that build with new capabilities every month. And from there, you can connect to hundreds of data sources. You can get all the great visualizations and built-in intelligence to find insights. So with that, I will hand it over to Amanda to give us a demo.
Okay, so I'm going to walk through the Power BI, a basic demo in Power BI Desktop. Let me switch over. So this is the Power BI Desktop if you haven't seen it before. And like Kim said, it's an end-to-end flow. Get your data, model it, visualize it. So I'm going to walk through all these steps. Oh. That's better, right? This is the Power BI Desktop. And I'm going to go through all of the whole flow start to finish. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get data, obviously, so you can start building something. And in the Power BI Desktop, we have a ton of connectors. As you can see, the scroll bar goes quite far. We have tons of them. And they really span a wide range of different sources. It could be connecting to an Excel file. It could be accessing one of the many databases out there, Redshift, Snowflake, SQL Server. Obviously, we also have connectors to all the various different Azure sources out there. We can even connect to online sources like Salesforce or Google Analytics or Marketo. We have connectors for all of these. And the connector I'm going to use in this demo is the web connector. This is a fun connector that's really good when you're getting started because you don't really need to have your own data to play with. You can go and pull data from, say, Rotten Tomatoes, which is what I'm going to use for my demo. So, if you've never seen Rotten Tomatoes before, it's a website that has like all the latest movies out there, and everyone gives it a score, and if it's good or bad, and it has a little like splat icon if it's bad, and a tomato if it's good. And so that's the data I'm going to pull in, and I'm going to pull in. And so we're going to go look at that website, and the navigator, once the Wi-Fi works for me, will pull up a bunch of different tables that they could find within that web page. So the first section, the HTML tables, are actual HTML tables that are defined on that website. We also will go and use a bunch of like smart AI stuff to go and suggest tables for you based off of data that's not necessarily in an HTML table structure on the website, but it's repeating data, and so we think that could be a good data source for you. Or you could use this button at the bottom, which I'm going to use, which is to add table using examples. And what this is going to do is it's going to actually display the web page in a second on this top half, and then let me enter in examples of the table I want from that web page in this bottom half. So I want to pull in all the movie titles, so I'm going to start by typing The Secret Life of Pets 2, which is the first movie. And you can see it gives me suggestions as I'm typing. So I'll say that's the first movie. And then I'll go and I'll type Dark Phoenix, which is the second one. And then with just 2 examples, it's spinning because it's going to show you that it auto-detected that these were all of that you want all the movie titles, and it pulls in the rest of them here for you. And then I can do the same thing for, say, the rating. I want the first movie is 55%. And I click on that, and it auto-detected like, oh, you want the ratings. And then lastly, I want the date it came in. So I'm going to type in theaters June 7th, which is when The Secret Life of Pets came out. And again, it auto-fills it for me. And then I'm just going to name these real quick. Movie, rating, and theater opening. And that's it. Now I have a table, and I hit OK. And you'll see the custom table down here. And then at this point, I can now decide, do I want to load it in and immediately go to building my reports and all that fun stuff, or do I want to go do further cleaning steps on this data? So that's what I'm going to choose to do. I click the Edit option, and this will open up the Power Query Editor. And this is a really powerful data cleansing tool. I can do things like, say, right-click on a point and copy, replace values, filter a column. It has tons of options within the ribbon for things like transposing or reversing rows. I can add new columns based off of, say, a condition that I set up. I can format things. And a nice feature it has is that you can actually add new columns based off of, again, just typing examples of what you want. So if I use the column from examples option, I can say just pull in, really all I want from that theater opening column is the date itself. I don't want that in theaters text, so I just type in June 7th, and it will autofill in all of that. I can give this a name. Opening day. Hit OK, and now I have my new column for me, and I can just delete this old one because I don't need it anymore. And then I name my table, top movies, and I'm done. I have a table. And now, again, I can either choose to move forward and start building reports, or I can pull in any other new data sources as well and have multiple tables. I'm going to just pull in one other table, a little quicker this time, to have multiple tables of data to work with. And then this time, I'm pulling in my data from Box Office Mojo, which has the revenue data for all these movies, so I can see the revenue as well. And in this case, if you look through the data, you'll actually see that this data is actually formatted in HTML table, so I don't even need to do that from example work, I can just click the box and hit OK, and I will have that table available to me. And really all I care about are the gross, the studio, and the movie name, and I want to right-click and remove all the other columns. Just rename this title, and name this table gross, and I'm done. And now all I have to do, now that I have both the tables I want, is hit close and apply. And what this will do is it will add the data sources I've been connecting to my Power BI model. And once the data's been loaded into the model, you'll see that it pops up over here in the fields list. And you can see these are the same two tables I had before with all of the fields, the columns listed here as options for me to start building visuals. And the default view that you land on is actually the report builder page. So there's a canvas over here, this giant white space for me to start building visuals. I have my visualization pane to help me build those visuals in the field list. We do also have two other views. The data view is the view that you go to if you actually just want to see the data itself that's in your model that shows all the data for both of the tables. And then there's also the model view. And this is where you'll actually see all the various tables and the relationships between them. This becomes really important whenever you import multiple tables. If you pull in data from SQL Server and a model is defined for you, you'd see all the tables here and the relationships between all of them. And Power BI does a really good job of pulling in those relationships if they've already been defined by someone in your company, or if not, we can oftentimes auto-detect relationships as well. In cases where we don't auto-detect, like in this example, it's really easy to create those relationships between the tables so that you can use data from both tables in your visuals. All you need to do is drag and drop from, say, the title from the one table to the movie title from the other, and we'll automatically create that relationship for you. And that's it. And now I can use the data from both. Going back to my report view, now that I set up a relationship between them, it's really easy for me to just check some boxes and build some visuals. So I'm going to say that I want to see the total gross for all of those top movies. And Power BI will automatically add a visual for me. It suggests a visual to start out with. In this case, it suggested for me a column chart. But it's really easy to, if you wanted a different visual, like say a tree map or a bar chart instead, you can just select whatever visual you want to use in this list over here, and we'll add it to the canvas for you. You'll also notice as I check these boxes, what we did was we added it to the field well over here on the right. This area of the pane is where you basically build the components of the visual. So the movies was automatically added to my axis of my chart, and the value I want to see is the total gross of that went in there. I could also add things, say if I wanted the studio to be to color the chart, I could add that to the legend, and it will automatically apply the colors to that chart. So it's drag and drop into the bucket that you want the field to go into, and that's all you need to do to create your visuals. You can also do things like filter your data really easily through the filter pane. If you notice in this chart over here, if I zoom in, you'll notice that there's a blank column in here, and that's because when I pulled in the revenue data, it had a lot more movies in the list than the top movies table that I'm actually trying to visualize here. And so this basically is all the other movies that had revenue, and I don't really care about that. I only wanted to see the top movies. So I can easily just go and filter it out on this one visual through the filter pane. I can say I want everything other than the blank value, and that would filter it out from this one visual. Or if, like I do, I don't want it at all in any of my pages or any of my report, I can put it into these other buckets down here, filters for the page or for all pages. And all I have to do is drag that field over, drop it in, and then I can say that I want to do everything other than blank, and my filter is applied. And you can do a lot more complex filters in here as well, other than just the checkboxes. You can do ranges, you can set up measure filters, you can do top 10 or top in or bottom in filters as well. any of the advanced filters you expect, you should be able to set through the filter pane. You can also, you don't have to, with Power BI, you don't also have to be stuck with just the fields that you've imported yourself from the data sources. You can also extend your model as well. So for example, one of the fields that I have in here is my opening date field. And let me just make this a little bit bigger so you can see. So these are the opening dates for the movies that are in the top 10. And you'll notice that in the model itself, this opening day, if I go and I check, right now it's being treated like a text field. It's not actually being treated like a date. And that's something really easy for me to change. I can go in through this drop down for the data type. I can go and say I want this to be a date. And yes, I want to change it. And then I can set up whatever format I want for that date. And if I really did want to just have that month, day format it was in before, I could easily just set that format. But now you'll notice in the field list that it has a little calendar next to it. So now you know that Power BI is a date, and we'll do all sorts of special things whenever it's treated like a date. Like, for example, I can do date calculations over it. So I have the opening date, and say I wanted to know how many days since then, how many days has the movie actually been open total? I don't want to have to do the math myself and actually count how many days has it been since April 26th. It's really easy to do with our modeling operation. I can add a new column called days since, if I can type, opening. And I know that I want to do something around dates. I want to know the dates, the date difference between today and the date it was opened. And Power BI uses a language called DAX, which you can look up and learn a lot about, to do these types of calculations. If you've done calculations in Excel, it's a very similar language, and you should be able to pick it up pretty quickly, at least the basics. And we do try to help you. So you notice here as I typed date, it gave me suggestions of different functions around dates that I could try. And when I hover over the one I want, I can see a description of what it's going to do. And so I pick date diff. And then it gives me hints about what needs to happen, what do I need to input to this function to get the column I want. So I need to give it 2 dates. In this case, I want my opening date. And I want my today. And luckily, that's also a function that we have. And then lastly, I have to tell it what unit I want this to come back in. And I specifically want days. I want to know how many days between those two things are. And once I've done that, you'll see that I have a new column here in my model that I've added, and I can just use it in the table. And now I can see for each of these movies, how long has it been since its opening. And the nice thing about Power BI is for everything, you don't actually have to go and type that DAX. You don't have to learn that. We also provide what we call quick measures in the product as well. And this will give you a nice UI experience to build out these calculations. So for example, I now have the total gross the movie's made, and I have how many days it's been open. If I wanted to get, say, an average of how much it's made per day of being open, I can now easily just pick the division choice of here and actually do that calculation. And we have a ton of options in here. You can see we can do things like average per category, rolling average, running totals, any of the basic math operations. We have calculations built into this for that. And so in my case, I just wanted division. I wanted total gross by the number of days it's been opened. And then that gives me my measure, which I can add to my table. And then now I can see I have my average amount that each of these movies has been earned. And so you can see I can really easily I can extend my model and build out any of the calculations I need to build out the report and find the answers that I need. And then that's really it. I can continue to build visuals. I can add things to my chart, add more charts. Say I want to see the opening day. I want to see the average rating. And I continue to just drag and drop and build out my visuals that I want. And then once I have a nice, beautiful report, it's really easy for me to just click and play with the visuals to find the insights I'm looking for. Like, for example, I can see that this studio has the highest total gross, and it's really easy to see why, because they made Endgame, which is like the top movie ever made. And so obviously they're gonna have the highest average total gross since the movie opened. And I can click on a point and see, okay, what movie opened here that had a pretty good average rating? In this case, it was John Wick, Chapter 3. I guess it's a good movie, I don't know. Had a pretty good rating compared to, say, this weekend when 2 pretty poorly rated movies opened up. And so you can see I can continue to play and interact with my visuals to find whatever insights I want. And then once I'm happy with my report, it's really easy for me to just click the publish button, save my report, and then put it to the Power BI service to share out with others in my company. So now that I've kind of given you a whirlwind tour of Power BI, we're going to go back to the deck, and I'm going to walk you through some steps you need to follow to basically figure out your report needs, and also build out really useful reports for those in your company. So the first thing that whenever you are starting a Power BI implementation or building out a Power BI report that you should care about is actually sitting down with the people who are going to use your reports and talking to them. This is a step that a lot of people miss. They get really excited and they just want to start playing and building things out. But more than likely, you're going to build something for them that they don't really need, or it doesn't answer their questions. So the very first thing you need to do is you need to sit down and talk to your people. Find out what their top questions are. Get a bucket list of everything they want to know and sit with them and prioritize. What are the top 5 to 7 questions that they have? And then still keep talking to them. Don't jump right into the product after that. Actually sit down and talk about, okay, so you wanted to know how many customers are not meeting your satisfaction requirements, or what incidents have been open too long, things like that. Okay, so I'm going to show this field in a pie chart, and I'm going to show this one on a map, and actually kind of like prototype out what you want, and on a whiteboard or on paper. Don't go into the product yet, because that's going to take longer than drawing a quick picture. And you'll actually find when you do this and talk to the people that sometimes they might actually have some pretty strong opinions on how they want the visuals to look and how they want the report to be laid out. You might have an exec who just loves pie charts, and we all know that pie charts are terrible and you shouldn't use them, but it doesn't matter because he is the CEO of the company and he wants a pie chart. And so you'll be able to, through these discussions and prototyping, learn those things, and maybe you can come up with a compromise, or maybe you'll learn that you have to just do what they want. Either way, prototyping it on a paper or on a whiteboard is going to save you a lot of time. And so you'll continue to iterate on this, go back and forth until you come up with a good design, and then finally, that's whenever you should jump into the product and actually start building things. And again, you're probably going to have to iterate a few times, build out a quick report. Maybe if you don't have access to all the data yet, you can use some sample data just to get going and get some feedback, and that's okay. You can add the real data in later. And it's just going to be a very, treat it like an agile process. Go back and forth, talk to your people. The more you talk and go back and forth, the happier your end users are going to be, and the less wasted time you're going to have. So once you know what the people want, now you have to start building it. And one of the first things that you need to do before you start the fun part of building the visuals is you need to start thinking about your model. And one of the most important questions you're going to need to answer pretty right away is, do you want to import the data, or if you're using a source we support direct query for, do you want to use direct query? And the difference is, with an import model, we're actually pulling in the data and caching it in the Power BI report or in the Power BI service. The data is there. And the nice thing about this is it's going to be really fast, because we don't have to go and get the data, we already have it. And so it's going to be very fast and snappy. And once you publish the report to the Power BI service, you can set up a refresh schedule so the cache gets updated at an appropriate schedule for your needs. On the other hand, direct query, we're not storing any of the data. Every time a visual needs to be displayed, every time someone changes a filter, so we need new data to to display the visual. We are going to go back to that source and pull the data that's needed back into Power BI. And this can be really nice in some cases, like when you have a really large data model and you can't import all the data, or if you need data that's going to be always instantly up to date, you can't have any kind of latency. This would be good for that. But do know, because we have to go back to the data source, it's likely that the report's going to run slower just because we do have to talk. And then that's going to be, your infrastructure that you're going to have to take care of and make sure the source can handle the load of the reports having to go back. So it's a trade-off. There's benefits to both, and just think about that up front, what you're going to need for your reports. And I've already covered this briefly in my demo, but do make sure that you don't just trust that everything's okay. Go and check your model and actually see how everything is related. Make sure that the relationships we detected in your model between the various tables are accurate. They most likely are, but still good to go and check. And then you can actually see how the relationships are set up, and then that can give you an idea of the best way to build out your reports or where to put different calculations. And you can start learning about your model and make good decisions as you continue to build it out. And then the last bit about the model, again, I briefly covered earlier, but you can build out your data model and extend it in Power BI using DAX. You can always build it using DAX formula language, but we also do have quick measures, which is, I didn't mention this, is really good to learn DAX as well. So I didn't show you this, but whenever I use that quick measure to do that division, it actually adds the field to your model, and when you click on it, you can see the DAX that we generated to build out that new measure you added. So you can actually learn from us. You can see how we're building out these different fields in the most optimized way and basically improve your knowledge of DAX as well in the process. So once you have a great, beautiful model, you're ready to start actually building out your reports. And we have some suggestions for the best ways to do that. This first slide is some best... I know, and it's ugly, right? That was actually my very first bullet point. Thank you. You should always choose, the first best practice is choose the right visual for the right purpose, Don't do what I did here and have this really big, ugly pie chart with a million slices. It's not readable. You can't actually get anything from it. If I needed this many categories, it would probably been better to show a column chart or a bar chart. And there's a lot of, I'm not going to list all of the details here, but there's a lot of literature online that you can go and look into on best practices for different data types. And so do that research. Make sure you're using the right visual so people don't get confused. Another recommendation we always give is to not overload an individual page. Don't put too many visuals on one page. Don't try to cram everything in or extend your page to be really long with the scroll bar. Two reasons for that. One, usually if you're cramming that many things into one page, you're going to overload your users. They're not going to know what to pay attention to first, and they're going to get lost in the data. But the other reason is that it's also probably going to slow down your report. Every visual we have to load takes time, and when there's not that many, it's really quick, you won't even notice. But the more you put on a page, the slower it's going to be, and that's just how it works. And so do think about that. Maybe you can, if you have a lot of visuals you need to show, figure out a way to group them in a logical order and put them on separate pages. Or if you want to get fancy, we do have tools to let you show and hide visuals that you can take advantage of as well to allow your users to interact and decide when to switch to the different group of visuals. And then the last tip is to also think about your layout. If you think about how a person's going to actually, when they open up their report, what they're going to pay attention to first, we find that, if you look at eye tracking and how people look at things, when the page loads, first they're, kind of generally look at the whole thing, but then they start going like they're reading a book. So, top left to right, and then next down and down and down. So and we also know that people all have really short attention spans. Probably some of you have already zoned out now, so we all have short attention spans. So the most important thing, put in the top left, because that's where their eyes are going to go first. And they're going to see that before they zone out and go check on Twitter or something. So that's where you want to put your most important things. That is culturally based, so if you're in a culture where instead you read right to left, that's good. That should apply as well. You're going to put in the right instead. And then also as part of the layout, also make sure that you are putting elements if you need something that's going to be repeated on many pages, like say a group of slicers that you're going to have across your entire report. Put them in the same place on every single page so that users know where to look. They learn once, okay, the top right is where my slicer is, and that's going to be true across all of their pages and all of their reports. Help the user out, be consistent. We also have a lot of tools to help you build beautiful reports. You know, now that you have everything you need on the page, you want it to be pretty. People generally will pay attention to the reports that just look nicer. And so some of the stuff we have available to you is, for one, themes. Themes are a way that you can easily update. The basic themes will update just the colors of your report, but you can also style any of your visuals through themes as well. So you can say, I always want my title to be 14-point font, and you want that to be consistent across your whole report. You can do that in a theme file. And you can either write a theme yourself using JSON, and we have some docs and there's some tools out there to help you do that. Or you can take any of the themes that we actually have a gallery in our community site, community.powerbi.com, and you can pull out the themes from there, and you can download the JSON file and start using them in your report. So that's a good place for you to go and look. If you don't like any of our default color palettes, you can go to the gallery and pull some down. You can also check out templates. It's like one step more advanced than theming. So theming is just usually colors and formatting stuff. With a template, you can also have layouts and chart suggestions involved as well. And there's actually a site, powerbi.tips, that offers templates that you can go and download for free. And when you go get this deck, that link, the title is a link to that site, so you can find it. And so you don't even need to worry about layouts as much, because you can just take advantage of the work that they've already done for you. And then lastly, if you want to build out a fancy visual, a report with a bunch of fancy visuals, and our built-in visuals just aren't cutting it for you, we also have a marketplace of visuals that the community has built out that you can go and use as well. And there's a ton of visuals out there. And they range from like little fish swimming in an aquarium to some really high-end, decision tree finance visuals that are specialized to a task. And so if we don't have what you need, there's likely already a visual in the marketplace that is going to meet your needs as well.
All right. Should I take over? The next question you want to ask is, how will your users interact with the content you're creating? So I have questions you want to ask yourself and ask your users as you're doing that iterating and getting feedback. You really want to think about what kinds of questions will your users have? How will they want to pivot the data? What's the kind of information architecture in terms of going from big picture to particular detail? And then what are some things about your users that you keep in mind? Are they used to waiting minutes for a report, or do they have a short attention span and walk away after a couple seconds? Where are they consuming the report? What needs do your users have in terms of accessibility? So I'll walk you through a bunch of those questions you want to ask yourself. And again, there's just trade-offs you need to make and decisions you need to make. Neither of them is good or bad. It's just what you want to do for your users. Oh yeah, this one. Hold please. Oh yeah. I now have 3 microphones.
Sorry.
My mic like me. I don't
Yeah.
know what's up with you.
I'm jinxing it.
She wanted me back over here. Just talk to her
Okay, I'll just hold this.
and not take
Thank
this.
you. Got it. All right. So we'll walk you through some of those questions. And again, there's a lot of links here, so we won't go into too much detail, but something for you to follow up on later. So the first question to think about is, how will your users want to slice and dice the data? Amanda showed off the filter pane and how you can go in and switch the data, to filter it to the content you want to see. But you should also think about how your end users will want to filter that content. So you can use that filter pane, you can put in whatever fields you want, and you can decide to leave them unfiltered, but your end users can go and filter them. And the nice thing about the filter pane is it's in one consistent place on the right-hand side. You have a bunch of formatting options with the filter pane that's newly designed in Power BI Desktop. So you can format it to look like your report. You can lock certain filters, so maybe you want your end users to see it but not change it. You can hide certain filters if there's some that you just, you want to hide the blanks and you don't want them to see any of that. Your other option is to use slicers. And slicers are a type of visual in Power BI. They show up in the visualization pane. And what that lets you do is stick a filter directly on the report canvas. So what we see a lot of people do is maybe the first page of their report, they'll put all the slicers there so that users have to make a decision before they even move on to the next page. They'll also maybe put it in a consistent place at the top or bottom. It's much more in the user's face. It's much more discoverable, but it comes at a cost in terms of real estate on the page. So there's some trade-offs to make there. And then finally, on every visual, you'll see a little filter icon. And so what that'll allow the end user to do is see what's impacting this visual. So why is the data like that? What filters are applied? What slicers are applied? So they can get more insight. The next thing to think about is tooltips. So when you hover over a bar chart or any data point in Power BI, you'll get a tooltip, and you see that on the left-hand side there. We allow you in the visualization pane to add more fields to the tooltip bucket. So right under where you're adding things to the axis and legend, you'll see a tooltip bucket. And so you can add more measures than what's in your visual. So imagine I'm hovering over this, and this is unit cost, but I want to see how much it was discounted. You can go ahead and add that in the tooltip. If you want full control over the tooltip, you can create a report page tooltip, which you see on the right. And that's actually a report page that you can build about a particular category. And once you do that, whenever you hover over a visual that's about, in this case, a country, you'll see that detail. So you can kind of go as extreme as you want in terms of customization here. And really, again, it's about talking to your users and understanding what are the insights they need and when. The next thing I wanted to talk about is drill. So there are a bunch of drill options in this upper right-hand corner, and there are many of them, and they all kind of look similar, and we get these questions all the time. So I was going to walk you through each button and tell you what they do, so that you know, and so that you can decide what you want for your users. So this first one, it looks like a pitchfork, and what it is, it allows you to expand down the hierarchy to the next level. So if you think about a date, if you go from year to quarter, it'll expand it out so that you can see every quarter date over time. And so you can see that in the axis below. Oops. The next button is two arrows going down. And this one, it actually swaps the axis completely for the next category in the hierarchy. So the example I like to use here is think about category and subcategory, where the subcategories don't overlap with another one. So like, a laptop is a type of computer. It's never a type of cell phone. So I don't need the hierarchy from above to continue to be displayed in my visual. I just want to get right to the other category. So there are different scenarios when you want to use this one versus the one before. So you want to think about how the hierarchy is related and how your users will want to see it broken up. Then we have the single arrow down. And there are two ways you can get to this. This is called drill down. You can click the button on the top and then enter drill mode, or you can right-click on any data point, and that lets you drill down in the visual. And that essentially filters it. So if I drill down on 2014, what it will do is just filter that visual to 2014. So as an author, you can do this, but as an end user, you can do this too. So think about what pieces of the hierarchy you want to include in your visuals so that your users can do this. And then finally, you can, of course, drill back up. So if you headed down the hierarchy, you can go back up. So there are a lot of options here, and oftentimes it's too many options for your end users, and they end up getting stuck or brought in the wrong place, and then they come back and complain to you. So in the formatting pane in Power BI Desktop, you can turn off different controls. So again, think about what your users want and what you don't want them to see. And go in and spend the time, fine-tuning what you want them to see and what controls are there. And Amanda said that you can theme all these options So once you decide, okay, I never want, the pitchfork icon to show up ever, or maybe I never want it to show up in a pie chart, I can go build that into my Power BI theme, and then from then on, I'll just keep using it. Finally, you might want to create detail pages. So in this case, I have a list of manufacturers. And again, thinking about the information architecture of how your users want to navigate through the data, maybe they're looking at a list of manufacturers and they really want to know about that manufacturer. So you can go create a drill through page or even a drill through report, a separate report entirely, just about a particular manufacturer. And once you do that, anytime you see a manufacturer in the Power BI report, you can right click on it and drill through and it'll filter to that manufacturer in particular. So there are a lot of options here in terms of drill, and there's no right option. It's just how do you want to navigate that data and how do your users want to use it. The next bucket is around bookmarks. So bookmarks are a really powerful set of capabilities. And the first thing to think about with bookmarks is just as an author, you might want to use it as you're exploring data. So what you can do is as you're filtering, as you're slicing and dicing, as you're switching pages, you can bookmark different states of the report so that you can come back to it. So maybe you find an interesting insight and then you go off to explore it and you want to come back to that first insight. You can save it as a bookmark and explore. End users actually have the same capability. So end users have personal bookmarks on the Power BI service and they can do the exact same thing. The other thing you can do is use them to tell a story. So you can save a bunch of bookmarks, you can click play in Power BI Desktop or in the Power BI service, and then you can navigate through them, you can highlight particular visuals, and this helps you present data, especially if you want to go in a particular order when you're talking about your data. Finally, bookmarks also allow really interesting navigation and interaction experiences. So you can use bookmarks to actually show or hide different visuals. You can change the filter state. You can navigate between pages. You can even link off to other pages entirely. So bookmarks are this foundational element of Power BI that are really worth exploring, especially if you want some custom navigation, some options in terms of switching between visuals. If you have particular users that are going to go down one path and another set of users that will go down another, bookmarks might be a way for you to help fork people in the road and get them to the right place. Amanda mentioned Power BI Tips as a website. We really recommend you try those out. They have a bunch of great templates, and a lot of them use bookmarks to do navigation. So if you see on the left-hand side in this screenshot, you see P1, P2, P3. So these are all different navigation buttons that they've created using bookmarks so that the user doesn't need to know how to use Power BI or where the page nav is, even though if you saw our Power BI session this morning, we've made it easier in terms of page nav. But you can control this and you can design it as you want. And this is where getting feedback from your users and whiteboarding it and thinking about the layout is really important. Don't forget about performance. If your report is slow, even if you have the most amazing insights in that report, if it takes 10 minutes to load, it doesn't matter. They will walk away. So really spend the time testing it. Test it in Power BI Desktop. Test it in the Power BI service. We have a performance analyzer in Power BI Desktop that shipped in May that allows you to actually measure where the time is going on your report. And so you can cross-highlight and slice and see how the queries are running. You can see whether it's a bad DAX query or whether the visual is running slow. And then you can start to debug those. And we have a lot of great documentation on how to go about debugging it. But there are a bunch of questions you should really ask yourself around performance. We talked about direct query versus import. If you can import your data, it'll be much faster. If you can reduce the amount of content, the amount of visuals on the page, it'll load a lot faster. So there are a lot of choices here, but it's something that if you ignore, we know from end users and from user feedback, performance is the #1 thing that makes people not want to use Power BI. And so, sometimes it's the fault of the backend data source. Sometimes, it's somewhere in between. And that's where it's up to you to kind of really dig out what's going on and why, and then work with, the data source admin or work on your report to make it faster. The next thing to think about is where people are consuming your reports. So a lot of our users use mobile. We talked about this morning, our feedback on the iOS store is like, we get a ton of ratings, a ton of comments. It's a huge percentage of our user base. So you really want to think about how your report shows up on a mobile device. In Power BI Desktop, there's actually a mobile report view where you can go into this mode and it gives you all the visualizations you created, and then you can lay them out for a mobile device so that when it's in the long mode, you can relay it out. And if they turn it to landscape, it'll lay out the way you expected in your original Power BI report. It's got some great interactivity on the mobile devices, so the touch experience is a little bit different for fat fingers, but do make sure you spend the time there. The next area is around accessibility. You really want to make sure everybody who wants to consume your report can do so. For some people, their employers actually require it. And so you really want to make sure that you're compliant and that you're considering everybody's needs. So Power BI has a lot of built-in capabilities, things like screen readers, so that if you can't see, you can still consume the content in a report. You can navigate with a keyboard. But as an author, there's a bunch of design decisions you need to make around color. Think about color blindness, around different formatting options, font sizes. And accessibility is one of those things that if you spend time on, it just makes the report better for everyone. So it really is worth spending time on that. We have a lot of great documentation. There's a session tomorrow on accessibility if that's something you want to learn more about. So you've created this beautiful report. You're ready to share it with the world. How do you actually do that? So you publish it from Power BI Desktop to the Power BI service. And then there's kind of a decision you need to make about how you distribute that report. You can share it directly with people. So there's a share button in the Power BI service. You click share, you type in people's names, they get an email, and you're good to go. If you want to broadly distribute that content, you should look into creating a Power BI app. And what that allows you to do is package a bunch of reports, dashboards. You can even package Excel sheets, other documents into an app that then you can distribute to different aliases, different permission groups, and you can make it available in your organization's gallery so that somebody could go and search for it and just find it. You can get a link and distribute it that way. So really, once you're going broader and you need to manage permissions, and this is broader than a small work group, you really want to look into Power BI apps. No matter which option you choose, this is where you do need to start paying for Power BI. So Power BI Desktop, totally free, work away. But once you start sharing on the Power BI service, you'll either need a pro license or you'll need to store that report in a Power BI premium workspace. So now you've shared it, everyone's using it, and you want to go back to that feedback loop, right, and iterating on your design. So a couple tips here. One, include your contact information on the report somewhere. So tell them this is who to contact if they have an issue with the data, if they have an issue with how it's being visualized, if they have questions. Report commenting just shipped recently in the Power BI service. You can encourage your users to actually leave comments asking questions about the data or what they want to see, and make sure you monitor and reply to those comments. And that's a good way to kind of keep the conversation in one place where everybody can see it. Finally, we have this feature in the Power BI service called Report Usage Metrics. And that allows you to see who's viewing your report, how often, and we're adding more and more there every day. So we're adding more about performance going forward. So this is a place that you can keep an eye on to see, is anybody using my report? Who is it? Turns out, my boss is looking at this every day. Maybe I'll go talk to him and find out what his feedback is. So these are just a few options of what you want to ask about your users when you're creating content. So I'll hand it over to Amanda to finish off. Can we turn? Here, take this one so it doesn't.
Can you guys hear me? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so likely within your company, once you start using Power BI more and more, there's actually going to be many people you need to collaborate with, not just your consumers. There's going to be other creators as well that you need to work with. So we have some tips and tricks that we suggest once you have like a small work group of people who are going to be using Power BI together. The first is that we recommend storing your files on OneDrive. Set up a SharePoint site, upload your files there. This is great because OneDrive, SharePoint, they already have all of these file management system figured out. You know, you can lock files when someone's editing it. You can have, you can view who's edited the file last. You can, if someone did something really dumb and your report's all broken, you can go and revert back to a previous saved version of the file. These are not features that Power BI has, but you know, within the Microsoft ecosystem, you know, rely on the product that's already, you know, figured the stuff out. Put your files on OneDrive and use them. And the nice thing is, within Power BI, you can actually, we have a button, you can see there, the blue one, that actually will go and connect to OneDrive so that you can, once your files are there, you can just import the file from OneDrive. And if you ever make changes to that file, we will auto-detect that and automatically re-update it from OneDrive as well. So once you've imported it the first time from OneDrive, that's all you have to worry about. Just keep saving your files there, and Power BI will handle the rest. We also recommend, once you have a team of creators together working on stuff, that you model once and author mini reports off of that one model. Modeling can be quite difficult. You will likely need to worry about DAX. You have to worry about, you know, the schema of your model. There's a lot of stuff you have to worry about that's specialized to modeling. So we recommend one person or a small team of people, depending on how big your group is, worry about the models, and then publish that report up to publish that report up to the Power BI service, and then directly from Power BI, you can connect to those models and start building out their reports as an author. And so that way you can have one person that worries about all the boring modeling stuff, and then a bunch of people who get to do all the fun reporting stuff. I own reporting in Power BI, so I'm a little biased on that. And so that allows you to divide and conquer. And as well with some of the features we mentioned earlier in our announcement session earlier in the day, you can actually now mark data sets as certified or promoted as well. So the modeling person can also tag their data set, so you as a report creator can know which ones are the finalized ones that are good to work off of versus the ones that are just work in progress or test files. We talked about templates earlier, something you can download and use to help yourself get started building out nice reports, but you can also build them yourselves as well. We actually have a file format, PBIT, where you can actually save a report that you've built off as a template. And so you can actually, you know, build a base report that has stuff laid out where you want, your company logo in the top left corner, you know, already imported with all of your theme colors for your brand, a contact thing in the on the top right corner. You know, you can do all this like pre-layout stuff and then export that file as a PBIT. And then from then on, anytime you need to create a new report, just double click on the PBIT, and now you can start a fresh report with all that stuff already done for you. So this can save you a lot of work having to manually do all that stuff every single time. We also consider, as you work with many people in your team, we also recommend that everyone stays on the same exact version of the Power BI desktop. It would be a shame if you built out a report using some fancy new feature and then you shared it with someone who's still like 5 versions back and the thing's broken because that version of desktop doesn't know about that fancy new feature you're using. So we recommend everyone stay on the same version. And there's 2 ways that are the best ways to really go about that. One, if you are on Windows 10, there is a Power BI desktop in the Power BI desktop in the Microsoft Store for Windows 10. And so if you go and install it from there, we automatically push the new updates to everyone who's installed from there automatically for you. You never have to worry about it. You'll all be on the same version. If you aren't on Windows 10, there is a way for the IT department as well to deploy Power BI out to everyone in their company using SCCM. And so that's another way that your IT team can make sure that, you know, especially if they want to go and like test the newest versions and build new training and stuff, they can do all of that, get the version of desktop they want, push it out to everyone in the company, and then everyone is again on the same version. And last little note here, if you are using Power BI Report Server, you want to make sure that the version of desktop you're using is aligned to the version of the Power BI Report Server. We only update Power BI Report Server 3 times a year, whereas the Power BI desktop goes out every single month. So you're going to want to stay in line so again, you're not using some fancy new feature that report server doesn't know about. You can also do a lot of stuff to help support your team as well. This hint actually requires you to be an admin, but it is a really useful feature. We often see in companies that people will build out internal portals to help train everyone across the entire company on Power BI. This could be things like a portal where you link off to some of the most useful, in your opinion, versions of our documentation. You might build out your own videos that are focused on your own data. These internal portals oftentimes also include schedules for a lot of people will set up user groups within their company to kind of get started and find all of the most excited and forward-thinking people who are using Power BI. They'll also set up a user group for other people in the company to learn. And so you can have an internal portal that just surfaces all of these resources up. And then if you're an admin, you can actually it's kind of hard to see in the screenshot, it's small, but you can actually point the learn options within the Power BI service to your internal portal, right? By default, they're going to point to our community site, community.powerbi.com, our documentation, but you can change that and point to your internal docs instead, and then anyone who hits the little question mark button in the top right of the Power BI service would be pointed to your resources in your company. We also have some stuff to keep you up to date as well. So if you aren't already, we recommend subscribing to our blog. We post announcements every single time the Power BI desktop updates. We post a blog and an associated video that goes into a lot of detail on every single new feature. We walk you through demos of how they work. We have detailed screenshots. It's a really good way to just stay on top of all the changes. And that's not just true with the Power BI desktop. The Power BI service does a monthly roll-up. Anytime something new happens with report server, that also gets published to the blog. Any Power BI tool that you care about, announcements will be done on the blog for them. We also have preview features in the Power BI desktop, so we recommend if you want to stay on top of all the things that are happening, to every single month go and see what the new preview features are and turn them on, try them out. You don't necessarily need to, integrate them into your report yet, but it's a good way to pay attention to where we're going, give feedback early so we can make sure the features meet your needs. So we definitely recommend that. And then lastly, we have webinars that are available that you can go and watch. New ones get posted to our YouTube channel quite regularly. So those will be very specific to particular topics that you might be interested in. And then we also recommend, if you're in an area where there's a Power BI user group, to get into that as well. They usually will have monthly meetups with people within the area who like Power BI or passionate about Power BI, and they'll usually have a topic where they're going to deep dive into. It's a good, great place to ask questions about people who are also going through the same things that you are. And usually they have food too, so that's a nice free food event as well. So last slide, we have a couple of getting started resources available to you as well. You can go from our site and download sample PBIX files for you to just play with if you don't want to use your own data or find data online. We have samples. We also have this whole guided learning experience that you can use that has bite-sized 2 to 5 minute topics of where you can read an associated video to walk you through it. Little bite-sized chunks on a particular topic. It's a good thing to do when you have 5 minutes to spare in between meetings. And if you want to be a little more structured than that, the same content is surfaced up in a more formalized way as an EDX course. And less structured, we have a YouTube channel that just has a ton of content on it. So you can just search through and find whatever you're looking for there. And then lastly, please join our Power BI community. You can help other people out. People can help you out. It's a great place. We have tons, I don't remember the numbers, but we have tons of people on our community. It's very active. So that's always a good place to go and learn and help others as well. So that was our last slide. Are there any other questions in our 54 seconds before we're technically done?
And we'll hang out afterwards.
Yes, we will hang out as well.